third graders, we're gonna make a self-portrait today. A self-portrait is a picture of you. I'm gonna start with feather drawing. Feather drawing is very, very light drawing. And I'm gonna outline that oval here, or go ahead and draw my own oval about the same size. For my neck, I'm gonna make 2 lines that go down, and then I wanna make a line that goes out past the line of my head and down. Out past the line of my head and down. I can make a line for my shirt. I'm not gonna do my eyes, nose, mouth today. What I am gonna do is make the outline of my hair. You have a worksheet that looks like this. This is how to draw the face. We're not doing that today. This one has a lot of different examples of hair types. Not all the hair in the world, but something to get you started. My hair has bangs. So I have hair that comes down like this around my ears. I am gonna draw my ears in. Around, and it goes down past my shirt. And down. And then I have bangs. Bangs are that hair that falls in front. I can make little lines if I want to show the direction of my hair. But this is where I'm gonna stop my drawing today. I'm gonna paint this in and we'll add the rest of the stuff later. In terms of skin tones that I have for you, I have peach, light tan, dark tan, and brown. You can use a mix of these if you need to. My skin is peach, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill my entire face in peach. I'm gonna go right over where my eyes are, and I'm not worrying about that. I'm gonna come back later and do eyes. Filling in. When I'm loading up with the same color, I don't need to rinse my brush because I'm going back in and I'm not mixing any paint. But when I do want to mix or change colors, I need to rinse. Now, as I'm painting, I'm remembering that my paintbrush is a ballerina. Ballerinas always dance on their tiptoes. They never, ever scoot around on their bottoms because nobody wants to go to the booty scooting ballet. All right, so now I'm rinsing my brush. I'm done with that color and wiping it on the sponge to get off all the water. My hair is kind of a tan color. It's not quite dark brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my hair with a tan. If your hair is black, I don't keep black in these sets because when the black gets in the other colors, it kind of ruins them. So I will put a plate of just black at your table and you can fill in with this. So don't worry if you don't have black in there, totally okay. If I wanted to add some texture in my hair, I can flip my brush upside down and make lines that show the direction of my hair. Otherwise, I can do that later with an oil pastel. And I'll go ahead and time lapse you while I finish filling in my hair and my shirt. One thing I forgot to say before I time-lapsed you is we're painting our background too. So right now I have what looks like a really strange self-portrait. I don't have eyes, nose, mouth. Nobody does. It's okay. We'll add that next time. But I do have skin, hair, background, shirt. When I'm done with this, I'm ready to roll. I can put my artwork on the drying rack, wash up my hands and my table, and then I'm ready for stations. All right, guys, now I'm gonna be doing feather drawing to add my eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm first gonna show you what feather drawing is. So this is feather drawing. It's super, super light. This is regular drawing. I want you to do your drawing like this so it's easy to erase and won't leave indents on your paper. So your eyes are gonna go right between your ears. And so I like to start by making 2 rainbows. Now I'm not gonna do feather drawing right now because I want you to be able to see. But feather drawing would be much later and you wouldn't be able to see it. So my eyes are about the same. If yours aren't the same, then you can go ahead and erase, and since you were feather drawing, it should be no big deal. The space in between my eyes is about as big as an eye. Now I'm going to make the under part of my eye. It's almost like I'm drawing a smiley face underneath. Now I'm going to do a part of a circle, kind of like that. I don't want to do the whole circle. If I do that, it looks like I'm really surprised. So here's an eye with a whole circle. I look like I'm shocked about something. If I want to, I can make the pupil in the center. That's the black part of the eye. And I can sketch in really lightly my eyebrows. When I do eyebrows, I do sketch lines because eyebrows aren't actually a straight line. They're made up of little hairs. Now I'm gonna make my nose. From my eyes, I make 2 lines really lightly. These are implied lines, so it's not a really thick, dark line. Then I'm gonna go down below that line and I'm gonna make parentheses. 1 parenthesis, 2 parentheses. I also think of these like macaroni noodles, like somebody dropped a macaroni noodle on my paper. And now I'm just gonna make a line that connects that so it turns into a nose. Now I'm going to make my mouth. And you have a worksheet here that shows you the steps. So you can show how you're feeling with your mouth. I'm happy, and I'm gonna make lips on top. So I made the center of my mouth first. And now I'm just gonna make a line that goes above and below. Now, since this is all feather drawn, it should be really easy to get rid of if you made any mistakes. And then it's time for color. I'm gonna trace over these lines. My eyes are blue, so I'm gonna color my eyes blue. Since I did feather drawing, I am gonna wanna trace back over the lines of my face. And to do that, I wanna use black or brown. You don't wanna use a color because that can look silly. You want it to be a neutral color. So nose, my eyebrows. I think I'm gonna use black around my eyes. I think that would make more sense. If you have any moles or freckles on your face, you could add that if you want. I'm gonna do the black circle in the middle of my eye. In my lips, I don't think I'm gonna outline because I think that might make them look too big. And you'll notice I colored before I outlined. Here I'll show you, well actually I'll show you on the back what happens if you don't. So I'm gonna use pink for my lips. If I use red, it tends to look like lipstick. If you want it to look really, really neutral, you can use this peach color. If you don't want it to look, I'll show you on the back, how about that? So if you don't want your lips to stand out at all, you can color them peach or tan, like your skin color, or to even just leave them the color of the paper. Now I'm gonna show you what happens if you outline first and then color in. So I outlined that eye I made, and now when I color in, you can see that the black is spreading and getting into the blue. So anything that I do, and if I wanted to go over white here, it just kind of turns into a big mess. So you have to do the color first, then the outline. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add some details to my self-portrait. I'm gonna show the direction of my hair. I'm not coloring in my hair. I'm just making lines that show the way my hair moves. I can go ahead and outline my face if I want, just to give it a little bit more definition. If you wear glasses, you could add glasses on. I wear glasses some days, so maybe I'll add them on today. Sometimes I forget them, and I don't necessarily always need them, but they definitely help. So I'll put them on in this picture. And if you have extra time, you're gonna go into the background and make patterns. So there are my glasses. Now I'm going to make patterns. So things like stripes, wavy lines, spirals, maybe polka dots, maybe hearts, maybe stars. It can be whatever you want. You could make a picture behind you like you're outside. You could draw video game characters behind you that you like. You could make a pattern out of Pokeballs for Pokemon. It's whatever you want, some sort of detail in the background, and I can even add something onto my shirt. Maybe I have a pocket on my shirt. And now my self-portrait is done. It's a self-portrait because it's of me, and it should look like me. I chose colors to look like me, and I tried to make it look as much as me as possible. And I actually have a little mole right there, so I'm gonna add that. Now it's looking like me. I can't wait to see your self-portraits.